What up, Brew Crew? It is T-Square and the Trentinator. Sometimes he's on bottom, but this time he wants to be on the side. So we never know what we're going to get with this man. So sometimes that's what we call the Trentinator. He's a nice blend of reality, a good mixture of something freshing and exotic.
Not something fresh and fruity, though. Just something.
What up, Breezy? So today, guys, I just want to get started for you and say, guys, smash that like button, the golden thumb, not down, but up, not down, but up. That's how we do it in the Brew Crew. And we got this fancy schmancy bell. It cost me a whole $19.22 at Ben Franklin. And this bell, every time you hear it, makes you think of the subscribe button in those corners. And guys, we have to ask, it's the benefit of the channel and YouTube makes you. So it's like, okay, I guess I'll say it. I don't necessarily want to say it because it's a little cringe, but it brings a broader taste to things. It makes your mouth feel like that little tingliness where you make your spit glands saliva. And today, guys, I brought Diamond Knot Brewery. Yes, sir, out of Mukilteo. It's the only place I know you can get Diamond Knot. And we're running about something percent. 6.8%. It's better than Trent's blonde ale that he has.
Solid.
It's a solid pick. I don't know if you guys heard that, but it sounded fruity, magnificent. Ooh, I got that mug. It's chill. It has Trump on there. You can do his hair. You go on. You can touch his tie. Touch his hands, clean him up, make him look all refreshed. And then we pour this sucker in. Oh, yeah. That's fancy looking. Fancy looking. Look at that head right up to the edge. We're going to go over crypto today, news, and why you should buy fart coin because it is a fart, and why ADA is a meme. And on that notice, we lead it over to Trent. He's going to talk about his favorite beer, and he's going to lead into our magnificent sponsors we have for the show.
It's not my favorite beer. It's my favorite beer tonight.
When are you going to bring back the Phantasm powder?
I don't know.
We want
Lupulin Collider from North Park Brewing Company. We've got a triple dry hop, hazy, triple IPA coming in at 10% even. And this beer is hopped with Crush, Mosaic, Citra, Nelson, and Galaxy.
Gallagher.
You know, Nelson hops are like
Connor, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. First time guest we have here. Awesome Bitcoin OS with ADA. That is Trent's specialty. He we might get him started, but he will love to tell you all about the OS.
So, Connor, I apologize if I don't remember you from the chat, but if you're new to the channel, we do have a Cardano Spotlight playlist that sort of compiles all of our Cardano Spotlights from the live stream, and I did make a pre-recorded video on there as well, and in the pre-record, I talk about Bitcoin OS being one reason why May is going to be an extraordinary month for Cardano. Not only is Bitcoin OS rolling out, the beauty of this is that first time catching you live usually after. Nice. Hey. So I imagine you're subscribed then, and we appreciate, everyone. Man, it's a hard game on YouTube. It's a game that we're gonna crush because we believe in ourselves. But
and I have a secret weapon. The XRP army.
Yeah. But it's a hard game out there, and man, every bit of support helps out, and we appreciate all you guys. But yeah, Cardano, May is going to be an extraordinary month for Cardano. the reason why Bitcoin OS is such a big deal in the Cardano community. Yes, Bitcoin OS is bridging to other chains, right? But with Cardano, it's bridgeless. The reason why is that Bitcoin and Cardano are both UTXO based blockchains, meaning that they have the same transaction model. And so you can hold your Bitcoin in an ADA wallet. You can sign transactions on the Cardano network with your Bitcoin wallet. Guys, this means that you can deploy your Bitcoin on Cardano DeFi. And if you're a maxi, if you're a Bitcoin maxi, like I've seen that our friend Paul is a bit of a Bitcoin maxi, Paul that hops in here on the chat. He even made a surprise visit to the Brew Crew last night. You know,
yeah, if you guys are cool, we'll throw you up. Have you guys join us live?
Heck yeah. If you're a maxi, your transactions settle in Bitcoin. Now here's the kicker. Charles and the team at IOHK, it's actually IOG now, right? You know, we're so used to saying that. Input Output Global. It's Charles Hoskinson's development company that works on Cardano, and they are rolling out their version of Bitcoin and Cardano interoperability, where the transactions will settle in ADA. So, guys, all around, this is a big deal. You're looking at Bitcoin, a $2 trillion asset, the 5th most valuable asset in the world, mind you. It has flipped just in the past 12 months. It has flipped silver. It has flipped NVIDIA. And it's the 5th most valuable asset in the world. You have Bitcoin. You have gold, Apple, I believe Google, then Microsoft, then Bitcoin. Bitcoin has flipped, silver and NVIDIA just, as it breaches these $100,000 levels. So guys, like, you have a $2 trillion asset, the 5th most valuable asset in the world, that now has liquidity being exposed to the Cardano network. Guys, this is massive. And then if X percentage of that settles in ADA, guys, up and away for the ADA price. Anyways, let me shut up about that for right now. We will get back to it
we're
later.
Gonna have a
Cardano is my favorite thing to talk about.
At the end of May, Connor, we're having an XRP Army ADA showdown. Who can get the most likes for their token has to slam not 1 but 2 beers on the live stream.
If you've ever seen Nesquik in the chat, not trying to give it away yet, but stay tuned to our videos, because we've got a slew of Cardano videos coming, and Nesquik might be making a surprise appearance to the Brew Crew. Anyways,
have you, Connor? You watched any of a lot of our lives in the past? Did you end up picking up any of those ADA ecosystem coins that Trent was talking about?
Hey, Indigo Protocol, Iagon, MinSwap. Let's go.
Connor, you got yourself a brew. You don't have to have alcohol, but you can have a coffee brew. Coffee brew is okay.
You can always have a liquid best sparkling water and pretend like it's a Coors Light.
Where's Paul at? He liked that Miller High Life.
Miller man.
He's a Miller man. Dude, I crushed on a sweet trade today. I did $50 on 10x leverage, and I closed at 21% gains.
Hey, we're whiskey guys too, Connor. We've got some bourbons on the show here and there. I actually, this is a sad story. Daniel.
What's up, Daniel?
I should show you my fatal bourbon mistake, Connor. I picked up a bottle of...
Just go grab it. Just show it. It's better to show it. I can keep everybody busy. What's up, Daniel? Yeah, you should come join us sometime on the live. We had Paul up here the other day, and we are just chatting it up, man, talking about Bitcoin. I'll throw up my chart real fast while we wait for Trent to come back. Yeah, dude, I caught down here. I was looking at the blue oscillators. Threw my long in right before the second green dot right here. Caught it right here, and I sold it right here because I saw the trade. Let me take myself off.
I picked myself up a bottle of E.H. Taylor's single barrel. It's like a $200 bottle. I kind of like.
It's okay, Daniel, to have a red day because we had a CME gap that got filled, so it works out.
I went like a little bit of bourbon hunting, right? And I didn't quite pay $200 for this bottle. I did pay a lot though, maybe like $160, and I was so excited to pop it. I broke the cork off into the bottle. I was so upset. I'm still drinking it though, clearly.
How you get those out, right?
Huh.
There's lots of things you could do to get the cork out. Like you got the Ziploc bag, not Ziploc, you take a plastic bag, you run it, you put it all the way up, and then you blow air, and as you pull it out, the air will comes out the top of the bag, and you grab the cork and whoop, pulls it out.
Hey, Russell's Reserve. To be honest, this is one of those bottles that's like, it should be a $70 or $80 bottle. It's a killer bottle, don't get me wrong. It should be a $70 or $80 bottle though, but it is allocated. It is a little hard to find depending on where you're at, and people sell these on the secondary market for higher prices. And
you get him all excited, guys. You hear him going.
In reality, it should, like, your Russell's Reserve is probably just as good. I mean, don't get me wrong. This, this is a killer bottle. I'm not gonna lie, but it should not be a $200 bottle. Anyways, what did you just say, Tyler? Run through sponsors?
Yeah, you go through sponsors.
Okay, so
also we have a specialty tomorrow.
Yes. Now, when we say sponsors, guys, what we mean are partners. We're a small channel. We're not getting these like crazy monthly retainers or anything. Like, no one's paying us monthly retainers yet. Why would they, right? We're too small of a channel, but like, we have some killer partnerships that we're super excited about for how small we are. And one of those is Caleb and Brown, and this is a brokerage, a crypto brokerage. Now, when my mom got into crypto in Q4 of last year, she the first thing that she asked me was, can I have a managed like brokerage account like I do with Charles Schwab on my stocks? And I was like, well, I mean, most people just sign up for Coinbase. See, but with Caleb and Brown, there is a market out there for people that want brokerage services, and you can contact your broker at any time, 24/7. You can be on the beach, you can be at Disneyland. You can want to, if the asset is listed on Caleb and Brown, no matter how complicated it is to buy that asset, like, you might have to go to a DEX to find it. You might have to, do whatever, and you might not, be set up from your phone to do that while you're away. Try Trump today for dumping the market. Thank you to Trump for dumping the market. Yeah. Well,
I thought we should have pumped today because of the China trade deal postponed for 90-day tariff pause.
That we were so far away from the 21 EMA, and show me the charts, I'll show you the news. Trump talking about it in general is kind of a reason for it to pump. To dump. Trump talking about tariffs in general, but whatever. It doesn't matter, just like it didn't matter, 2 weeks ago. So Yeah, Caleb and Brown, you can text your broker from Disneyland, from the beach, wherever you want, and say, I want to buy X amount of Ethereum, or I want to buy X amount of this asset at these prices. And your broker will go ahead and fill those orders for you. It could be a DCA strategy that your broker will talk through with you. And, hey, every Friday, I want you to aggregate the best price for me on this asset. Now, with everything, there's I wouldn't call it a catch at all, but there's just another side of the coin. 3.5% fees for trading, but there are no deposit or withdrawal fees, and no fees to talk to your broker. So, guys, I'm going to be honest, it comes out to about the same. Unless you're paying for Coinbase One, at $24 a month or whatever, it comes out to about the same. Yeah, there's lower fees on Coinbase, but guess what? They hit you with the withdrawal fees when you want to withdraw your assets or your fiat. So, anyways, check out
That's
Caleb
what I'm
Brown.
thinking. The 101 gap. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I was just trying to trace the exact gap number right now.
Now, also, we have an affiliate link to trade on BidFi. And I'll share my screen for this one. And let's see here. Right now, I'm going to show you some of my trades that I'm in. Oh, go ahead.
Well, Trent, is this technically filled? So here's the gap right here, okay? Right here. And then if you follow the wicks, I can zoom it up. Does it have to close? Because on the 1 hour, the gap's right here. I mean, that's really close. That's within like $100.
On the, I'd have to see it on the.
Is this technically a gap too, though?
I'd have to see it on the Bitcoin, the BTC one exclamation point chart, because that's the actual CME gap, the CME futures chart, and typically, you kind of want it to fill, but or you kind of want the candle to close, but sometimes, hey, a wick into that range is good enough. So let's see here. Some of my trades that I am open. Now, right here, you can see at the bottom, this is CoinM Futures on BidFi, also known as BYDFi, Build Your Dream Finance. I'm up 2,342 XRP in profit. That's because on CoinM Futures, you take your profits in the asset that you're trading rather than USDT. So this is not 2,300 USDT in profit, it's 2,300 XRP in profit. So that's almost $5,000 in profit. Earlier today, when XRP was pumping, this was 3,000 XRP in profit.
Dang, 3,000.
Yeah. So then let's see here. USDTM. Now these trades are settled in USDT. So I have a long on Ondo that I'm up $720. That was up over 1,000 earlier, and this long on ADA that I've held since 61 cents is up almost $1,900 in profit, and it was up over like 2,200 earlier. Now, BidFi is like, the easiest exchange I've ever signed up with. It's no KYC, no VPN, and you can sign in with your Google account. So I've used Bybit, I've used Femex, and this is the easiest thing to get on and get started. So it's easy enough to just hop on, and why not demo trade? Why not go through the ropes and develop a discipline of demo trading and refine your skill and refine your craft as a trader, if that's something that you want to do rather than just hodl, right? It's like Crypto Lifer says, you got to pay the trader, right? Like, hodling is one thing, but if you're able to pay yourself every day, and I'm kind of swinging these, you know, sometimes I get into a rhythm where I pay myself every day and by taking profits, but these are longer term swings that I'm showing you here. But whatever, pay yourself every month, every day, you know, whatever your rhythm is. So BidFi, check that out. Last thing I'll say, and we will show this later, because I've been talking too much, and I'll let Tyler look at the charts. But Crypto Analyzer Pro, we have partnered with. I mean, I will just share this tab instead. I'm not gonna.
You should go analyze something.
I already did. Actually, I did it before we went live, so we wouldn't have to wait for it.
There you go.
No, maybe I will just show it. This is an AI tool. It's free to sign up for this for the next 19 days. You can get this tool for free, and you know, Greg, when he starts charging for this is kind of his brainchild, right? It's his side project, but he really wants to build it into an industry standard in the space. When he starts charging for this, he'll charge $9.99, and if you sign up for free now, it'll stay free. So why not?
Bothered in.
You can take a picture of your chart, upload it right here, like I did, and this AI tool, based on the preferences that you give to it, will give you trade setups. So right here are the options that it gave me for a long on Bitcoin. I said that my risk appetite was aggressive, time frame medium term, trading style swing trading, and I wanted it to factor in all of these technical indicators: trend analysis, Bollinger Bands, head and shoulders, reversal patterns, trend channels, RSI divergence, harmonic patterns, support and resistance, moving average crossovers, MACD histogram, and volume profile. And I gave it a little paragraph here that I wanted it to factor in based on my own notes. So for a long on Bitcoin, an aggressive entry was $102,100 with a take profit at $114,500. A stop loss at $91,890. Now, stop loss is that low because I told it that I'm okay with a 10% stop loss. I'm okay losing 10% on that trade if I get stopped out. So that's what it went with because that's what I told it. Take profit 114,500, risk reward ratio 1.12. And the rationale is entering on a pullback. Now, I gave this to it when we were closer to about 103. And so the rationale was entering on a pullback to the previous support turned resistance. The target is near a significant resistance level, which I don't know how it knows that because that's price discovery. It's not really a significant resistance level, but you know, I mean, I don't know. Anyways, with the stop loss placed below the 50-day exponential moving average, which I thought was a great call, actually. You see the white line on the chart, the 21 EMA. If it falls through that, the distance between the 21 and the 50 is quite large. So if for some reason it fell through the 21, you would expect the 50 to hold, which is also coinciding at the end of a low volume node right there too. So I thought that was a good rationale. I won't read through the rest of them, but you know, a little bit later in the show, I'm gonna hop on a demo trading account, and I'm going to demo trade exactly what the AI setup gave me, and then over the next week or so, we're just gonna see how it goes on the show. So, yeah. What are you thinking, Tyler?
What am I thinking? I'm thinking about the
chart,
charts, man.
Let's go.
I'm thinking about what do we want to look at, how many coins we want to look at. Obviously, we got to do Bitcoin, and then we got to do XRP. Thinking about leading into Sweet with anybody else has anything they would like to check out where we can fill up. Maybe the dominance level. I got to throw my thing up. Take yours down. Put it up, and you should get yours ready for the next segment.
Okay.
And then while you do that, I'm going to lead in. Excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to not look at the player token, but look at the dominance. I actually made the CME line a little bit thicker so it stands out of the 5 MAs, just because I kept getting confused when I was like trying to distinguish the 21 and the CME gap, because they look the freaking same. So there we go. It's a little thicker. I might make it a little less thick. What do we got going on? Okay. Market cipher A. We get a blue triangle. Come back down. Red money. Red saying going down. We're losing strength. We are getting the oversold territory. So it's one sign of going up. We have not created a rounded top yet. So I'm going to say we still have signs to go to the downside on the 24-minute. On the 1 hour, we have almost an anchor trigger wave to the upside, but with a bullish momentum still coming down, I would lean off. Actually, we got 30 seconds to close from the 1 hour. 30 seconds, that's all we got left till we close in the 1 hour, Trent. We gotta see how this is gonna end, because I'm kind of curious on it. Strength's tilting down, saying that we're actually overbought. Good news is we do have a CME gap directly above us. I'm pretty sure we filled this one over here, or we're close enough to filling it. Maybe Trent could look at that later. VWAP coming down below the 0 line. We got 4 seconds left. We'll wait for this candle close on the 1 hour. Come on, give us a little bit more information. And now. There we go. All right. So it's still saying continuation to the downside. See, trigger wave was invalidated. It looks like it's expanding towards the downside for negative territory. So the red wave does look like it's kind of shrinking, but with the VWAP still slightly below the 0 line on the 1 hour. 4 hour, we're going to say that the VWAP still below the 0 line, and gates are still open to go more to the downside. Yes, more. I'm thinking like maybe 100K. We're going to the 100K area. So lost another 2,000 on the 4 hour time frame. The 12 hour says we could have some more downwards action. It is possible to have more downward action. I'm pretty sure too, somewhere around here we drew divergence for you guys. We do have a little bit of bearish divergence right here to the downside. Bearish divergence on the 12 hour saying that we want to come down more. Yes, we are going to come down more. How low are we going to go? I don't know. You know, maybe we could come down to freaking 95,000. Would that freak people out? Would that freak you out, Trent, if we came down to 95,000 level?
Nah, I don't really want to.
I'm not saying that we
want to go
will.
up and away, but
I'm not saying we will, but I'm saying there's a potential. You know, we have to weigh out what our options are. You know, whether we take the good and the bad and we lay it out to figure out how can we best trade it. Okay. How can we best trade it? Where's my mouse at?
One of our AI setups was an entry at 96,750 with a take profit at 105,000. And the rationale is entering at a strong support based on volume profile, targeting a conservative move back to recent highs. So,
well, another thing too, as I'm looking at this, the bearish divergence only exists on the 12 hour. It's not on the daily, which is a good sign. And we got good money flow coming in. The VWAP's just slightly below the 0 line.
Yeah, on the daily chart, that line on the the oscillator down there, those peaks are about dead even. So that's
that was really, on the daily.
Yeah.
But then you come to the 3-day, we don't have bearish divergence. I'm not going to say that we do. But with this candle forming and losing, looks like it's lost momentum, and this almost has formed a cup where you might get a red dot. I'm just projecting out the VWAP coming down. It might just barely dip below the zero line to give us that trampoline board to come up to the upside, you know, badoink. And I think that trampoline board on the 3-day can form, you know, projecting out at like a 96,000 level, like 2-3 red candles in a row, and then you use that as a bounce for the VWAP to continue the upward momentum. I totally see that as a realistic possibility. But the 5-day says we still have more room to go.
Yeah.
So, you know, 5-day says we have more room to go. We don't close the 5-day for another 2 more days. The 3-day closes also in 2 days. Huh. That'll be interesting how that turns out. They both close at the same time. I guess we'll have to wait and see, guys. Weekly still shows plenty of space to go. I'm not even worried about the weekly. I just think that we are a bearish short term. How's that? Bearish short term, bullish long term. That's what I'm thinking for Bitcoin. I'm thinking 96K. That's my bearish short term level for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
How we're gonna get there, I don't know. I just think that that's what it shows. Bitcoin dominance is rose up a little bit. We went back up to 63% with a low of where was that low, Trent? Bitcoin dominance low was 62.3. We came up 1% almost on Bitcoin dominance, with showing more strength coming in with the wash of the red flow. See how we came down real low, right? Thick red right here. We kind of coming the red wave shrinking because there's money going into the Bitcoin dominance. We want to see a peak like up here and then come down. Like between the top half of the green wave to the bottom half of the red wave is usually the downward action. And we get the upward action, the bottom half of the red wave to, you know, the top half of the green wave.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, check out some XRP. XRP news. Yeah, it is straight up on the 1 hour looking pretty bearish to me. We got the green wave coming down, strength coming down, saying we're overbought and we're coming down, and some sort of almost like head and shoulder pattern on the blue oscillator waves, the VWAP below the zero line. Open gates just barely right here. You can see it. That's saying bearish. Bearish still. 4 hour. Kind of looks like there could be some sort of bearish movement coming on it in the 4 hour. I didn't click the stick thing. And I think this is the beginning of the bearish move coming down for XRP. We have like a little doji candle with an end of a bullish trend. So I think in short term, XRP price target will be around 238.
Okay.
238.
Yeah, I can live with that.
Not terrible. Sweet. I felt so good today on my trade on Sweet.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah, Trent. I opened it up on. I saw these snake eyes come up here, and I saw slightly bullish divergence, very slightly with the snake eyes. That was what I was looking at.
Nice.
Just slightly. And so I bought in right here, and I wrote it up to right here, and then it kind of like tried to do a fake out. Like, I'm not dipping, I'm not selling. They came up, and then you guys can't really tell. Let's assume there's a red dot doji candle came in. That's right where I sold for 21% gains with $50 on 10x leverage. Got the top, whoop, and we're coming down. Now we have a doji candle right here. I was actually thinking about putting a trade on
Pi.
Pi is an interesting thing. I don't know if it's going to rug, to be honest with you. It is pumping pretty hard. Now, I wouldn't say I'm bullish on Pi. I don't know enough about it to make it.
Also, if you're in the chat, remind us again where you're watching from. And also, smash up that like button so we get the likes as high as the views.
I'm going to say short term.
Have you heard the news on PiCoin? I'm So I was washing some. I was doing some fleet washing all day, and so no, I didn't hear the news. Market makers pumped it and dumped the coin, dude. I knew it. I knew it. I don't know anything about this right now, but let's look into it. I will say,
JG, I mean, Eric, I got you.
some dude found the wallets for real, dude. Okay, I've been saying this for weeks on the show. Like, my problem with Pipecoin.
Hey, you know what, Trent? Just
been-
because you're saying this, it still outperformed ADA. It's just so you know that Pipecoin may have got dumped on by its homies. It's still up more this week than it did.
Is it right now?
Yeah, it's only down 13%. It's still above $1.04.
Okay, well, we will see what happens by the end of the bull run. Actually, we'll see what happens if it's around and relevant in the next cycle. Because Cardano, they got my
Hey. You know, it was around last cycle.
No, okay, but it was not relevant at all by any stretch of the imagination.
Is it relevant now?
Yeah, right. My problem, I've said this. Well, it's down 3.3 billion market cap in 4 hours. Wow. It has to be down more than 13% than that. Anyways, that's like half of what the market cap was at. So for over a month now, I've said this on the channel that my problem with Pipecoin.
Hey, it didn't mantra itself, okay?
Is that
it's down 20%, Trent, and it's just on its support levels. It's not mean it's rugged. Don't jump the gun yet. It doesn't mean it's rugged. Mantra rugged itself, okay? And
support is
77% for the week.
So my problem with Pipecoin is that it plays into this part of the human psyche where we want to get something without putting in the effort and the discipline to learn, like to learn about a coin, to make good investment decisions, to make mistakes and then learn from your mistakes. It plays into this part of the human psyche that wants to get big return for low effort.
And you know, right? This is what I say about Pipecoin, Trent. It's down 17% for the day. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Trump's down 10%. Optimism's down 10%. That's only a 7% difference between those two coins. Now,
sure.
7% difference, it's hard to say it's a rug on 7%. You know, if it was down like 50% on a rug, I feel like that would be way worse.
Well, yeah.
I didn't say I'm buying it. Maybe I'm shorting it, okay? You can't just just be careful.
But I need to look into this news that the one is talking about. Well, he said market makers, so that's just, could just have to do with, it's still going to sell off tonight. Yeah, I mean, it depends on what this news is, because
but everything's going to sell off tonight. We were just talking about short-term bearish.
I guess, but short-term bearish, like where's Bitcoin gonna? I mean,
I don't know. I'm looking at this Goat CS Maximus coin right now, and it's down 20% for the day, even more than Pipecoin. It doesn't mean it rugged.
Yeah, but that's an even more irrelevant coin.
You don't know. That's the top 200.
Huh?
What did Molly say?
She said, "Be careful, you're gonna make Sarah mad. She loves her meme coin."
Dude, did she tell you that she put $200 in one and it's up to $2,000 right now?
No, I mean, I heard her say the last time that she got like $3,000 off one. So
you know what a coin to be careful of is PAL AI. Be careful of that coin.
Oh yeah. The 200 EMA on the 1 hour chart, which Bitcoin wicked off of pretty hard, is at $100,854. So, I mean, and the MACD's rounding out. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much lower we go. Not financially.
On Pipecoin?
No, on Bitcoin. So again,
Oh yeah,
my
you
thing with,
distracted me. We were looking at Picoin. I got distracted.
again,
Picoin's about to come up on the 24-minute.
my thing with
And
Bitcoin at the end of the day is the way it appeals to the part of the human psyche that wants to get big return for low effort. Oh, I don't have to invest. I don't
I'll
have
show you big
to. I
returns.
don't have to save money out of my monthly budget to put to DCA. I can just mine this crap on my phone.
Well, what about all the people who mined it and sold it the last 4 years?
Yeah,
And they made off.
the minority. I'm sure that the minority have actually sold. That's the thing that's going to happen because you got something for nothing. You think that it's going to keep going up.
Whoa!
Look, well,
These guys are from Harvard. They're smarter than us. Okay.
I don't care. Like, look, all of us that actually like DCA'd our own hard-earned money into the market in the last cycle, and
I have my
round-tripped
Picoins
it
one.
back to the
I'm out of
bottom.
Seattle.
Still round-tripped it back to the bottom. What do you think that you're gonna do with it if you didn't?
Oh, I got
like,
mine.
if you didn't actually invest your money into this? Like, you think that you're gonna get rich,
and I got him.
you're gonna write it back down, or worse, you're gonna get rugged on.
Guys, V-Chain. Game changer. It has a V in it. Some of my favorite body parts have V's in them.
Oh, the ones that you can't get those tokens if you minted them in the US? Is that
Hey,
true?
I got them. I'll show you them when I'll log in later and show you them.
Well,
My
what-
wife, she can't get hers because she's staking hers currently, but I have mine. I got.
Do you have them on an exchange? Did you use a VPN?
Yeah, no. A KYC. You know my Pi network. Actually, look it up right now.
Huh.
Here,
Well,
let me show you.
I mean, I don't know the mechanics
And
of that
you had
because
to,
I
like-
was never interested in this.
I have to. You can't see some stuff. I have to hide that. See, there's my Picoin right there. I don't know. You see that amount?
But can you get it off?
Yeah, I can get it off. I can't get all of them off. I can only get to get all of them off. I have to have the people that I got under my chain to verify, and I only have like a third of them. I got like 1,000 coins.
But
yes, I can get them off.
that sounds like an MLM.
I'm not saying. Hey, you know, Ada sounds like an MLM. The guy at the top
No,
is
it
Charles
doesn't.
Rose, the biggest bag.
No, it doesn't. No, not really.
He has the biggest bag. Get out of here. You know he does.
Yeah, okay, sure, but like,
Okay. Anyways,
he
the
might, he
one.
might not.
So I got
Wait, wait,
4,200
no,
coins right there.
One point.
I have 4,200 coins right there, and I'll show you after I sell them in like next couple days, and that I got them off.
I don't have any on my phone to want to get off, but like, yeah, the thing about ADA is that
I gotta get my ADA off my phone.
90% of the ADA supply, 90% of the ADA supply is held by the community. It has a higher Nakamoto coefficient than Bitcoin, and like, there are more community members are in it than there's more smaller holders than. Anyway, 90% of the supply is held by the community, not by whales. So, you know, it's the most anti-MLM coin that exists.
You know what we should do? We should sell our Pi and buy SPX 6900 coin. What was Jordan at? No, we should
might be better off.
We should sell XPS coin and go buy Pi coin. Jordan would be so pissed. All right, Trent, you got any news articles? Or...
Well, I'm gonna go demo trade this AI setup. So what we had here.
Sorry.
What we had here was an entry at 102.100, and right now we're at 101.9.
Okay, Trent, you're not on the screen.
Oh, well, how about now?
Nope.
So we had an entry at 101.9. Oh, sorry, 102. 100 with a stop loss at 91,890 and a take profit at 114,500. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to BidFi. I'm going to share this tab instead. This is my demo trading account right here. So I'm not going to use my own money for this because we're testing these AI setups, okay? We're going to demo trade these over and over again. And a month from now, we're going to find out what our win rate was. Just doing what AI tells us to do, right? So I'm going to put 1,000 USDT. It's demo USDT. It's not real money. But I'm going to put 1,000 USDT at 9x leverage, right? Because my stop loss is set at about 10% below the current price. Or the AI suggested, I told AI that I was okay with a 10% loss. So, with a stop at 10% lower than the price, which was 91.8, what I'm going to do is put it at 9x leverage because you would get, that would be your liquidation price. So that's really aggressive, right? But anyways, we're just going to see what happens. So this is a $9,000 position. And we can go ahead and, well, I got to go to market. Okay, 9,000. And I'm just going to go ahead and enter. Confirm. All right, there she is. This is our AI generated setup. So my liquidation price is right here at $90,824, which is where the stop is supposed to be. But again, this is a demo trade. I didn't feel like, I didn't feel like going through the trouble of like putting a stop in on this or whatever. If it goes to $90,824, this fake long will get liquidated. And right now we are $1.45 in profit. So we will continue to revisit this. $2.34. Let's go to the moon. We will
Funny you
come
just said
back.
that. I just put a long in on Trump coin when we were talking.
Nice. We will revisit this and see if AI
5%.
comes through for us. We'll see if Crypto Analyzer Pro comes through for us. Again, link in the description. You can sign up for this for free for the next 19 days. And after Greg starts charging, at least $9.99, I don't think his mind is totally made up on the price. But after Greg starts charging for this, your account will remain free if you sign up now. So why not? There you go. So you put it long in on what?
Yeah, I just put a super short-term Trump. I'm thinking I might only keep it in open for like an hour, like a scalp long, because I think the 12 and 24 minutes look okay, but the hour is iffy. So I'll probably close it out within at some point tonight. And I'm reasonably sure I'll be able to catch profits, but we'll see. We shall see. Where was I at? Add to stage. Take you off stage. Add to me stage. All right. I'm going to read through some Coin Tell the Truth articles. I had a very busy day today. I didn't try BBWP on TradingView yet. No, I have not tried that yet. But it is on my agenda. Is it free or do I have to pay for that? Bitcoin profit taken at 106, the first stop before a new all-time high. BTC price highs. Bitcoin data suggests the potential profit taking in the 106,000 range is likely to occur before the BTC bull runs attempt to set new all-time highs. Bitcoin exhibits a bearish breakout from ascending channel with the risk profit taking near 106. A lower than expected U.S. Consumer Price Index (CPI) could boost Bitcoin, but a higher CPI may increase bearish pressure, leading to a price drop to below 100,000. You know where our next reading is, Trent? BTC price reached an intraday high of 105,800 on May 12th, but posted a 3% dip of 101,400 during the New York trading session. On the lower time frame, LTF lower time frame chart, BTC oscillated between the ascending channel pattern before exhibiting a bearish breakout below the bottom of the range of the pattern. With respect to BTC stalling bullish momentum, data analytics platform Fractal. How do you say that, Trent? Fractal. Is that trying to say a fractal pattern? I've just never heard it pronounced like that. Fractal noted that the BTC retesting nearing 106,000 resistance levels increased the likelihood of profit-taking risks. As illustrated in the chart, BTC currently approaching the alpha price zone where long-term holders and whales could take profits, according to Joe Webson, CEO of Fractal. I swear they put that in there just to mess you up. From liquidation standpoint, the risk of a long squeeze is elevated, with over 3.4 billion in leverage long positions at risk of liquidation. If price drops to 100,000, this range could act as a magnet for price, leading the retest near the psychological level. The CPI data looms as Bitcoin traders de-risk. The current BTC correction might reflect traders de-risking ahead of the U.S. Consumer Price Index, released on May 13th. So I guess that's tomorrow. Previously, March's CPI released April 10th was 2.4% down from February's 2.8%. Despite a forecast of 2.5%, April's CPI forecast to remain at 2.4% due to steady energy prices and balanced oil production and moderating wage growth, easing pressure on price increases. A lower than expected CPI potential third in a row could be bullish for Bitcoin, potentially signaling Federal Reserve rate cuts in 2025, boosting risk assets like equities and cryptocurrencies. Conversely, a higher than expected CPI could be a bearish, raising inflation fears and strengthening the dollar, pressuring Bitcoin. If bearish pressure persists on BTC charts, even after CPI print, an immediate key area of interest remains between 100,500 and 99,700, a fair value gap on the 4-hour chart. Another 4 value gap remains between 98,680 and 97,000, which represents an 8% correction from the recent highs, which is actually right in the ballpark of what we were just saying. Like Bitcoin could come down. I said 96, 97,000, kind of the price range. Oh, a yellow X, son of a gun. Why is it whenever I put a good trade on, I get yellow freaking X? Gosh. Okay, well, I don't have to lead into this next article. You're totally
I was just saying our AI demo trade is down $10.
Yeah, well, you just had a yellow X manipulation, so that's no surprise. Stupid manipulation. Okay, so something that's not related to this article is Alan Machinsky got 12 years in prison as of 2 days ago, which is good because that guy sucks. So there you go. You know, you scam and defraud people, you should get time. And what he did to Celsius people, you know, I think they're feeling a little bit vendetted. I was listening to CoffeeZilla, and there was people going, "Well, FTX got 25 years, but he only got 12 of them." I guess he's a lot older.
The one said he'll be out in 6 years. That sounds about right.
Yeah, good behavior. Yeah, but I don't know how this even would happen, but I guess he owes like the government $48 million. But I'm like, how does one make $48 million to pay? Like, do you pay that after you go to jail, or do you pay that once you get out of jail? You know, like, how do you pay a fine if you're in jail? Yeah, I think he did give up a bunch of money like that. That's why I was kind of curious, because CoffeeZilla said 48 million or something like that. I thought they were saying like he owed that, not that it was a fine. You know what I mean? Like he was owed for that's how much he took. Well, I don't know. Trent used tapping your thingy.
Oh, sorry, I just zoned out. I was drumming on my mic. Yeah, so he owes that.
He owes that. Yeah.
Next.
That's a lot of handy cup and handies in prison to make up 45 cup and handies. Lost Amy cup and handies.
He's gotta trade a lot of ramen for that. Wow. Do you have any garbage finds?
No.
Or garbage stories?
No garbage stories, no garbage finds. I was kind of on the lookout. I just didn't find anything this week, you know.
Yeah.
The only thing that I could say that happened today that was interesting.
Oh, wait. The one just said, LOL, what happened to that BitBoy dude? That dude threatened the judge and went to prison.
Jail? He's in jail, not prison.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, like I always say, he's the most misunderstood person in crypto, right? Like, man, it's just the way that like, you know, is calling out the judge on X. Said sorry, jail, well, soon prison. You know, the way that he was calling out the judge on X, like, man, it for a while there, because you know, Tyler and I have both followed this closely, right?
We follow
for a while there. Well, how do you threaten a judge on X? Right, it was harassment, is what the charge was about. That's because personal information was being given on X. For example, her name. But, you know, Tyler and I have both followed this closely, and the thing is, there were times where it seemed like stuff was in his favor as far as the court, you know? I don't know. It's just, it's a really tough situation.
Have you ever watched Tiger King one? You should go watch that movie and then think about this whole BitBoy scenario. That damn Carol Basket killed her husband.
He said, I mean, I feel bad for him. Horrible. He lost everything. Yeah. It's.
You know, he didn't really like the judge because the judge was also the same judge who had his divorce papers, and he would go to court one day and he'd find out he'd get bad news on his divorce papers and go the next day, and he'd be pissed at the judge because he's like, "Hey, you helped me out my business. Now you screwed me on this end." He's getting screwed by the same person on both ends.
Frustrated with that. Anybody would be frustrated with that.
Yeah.
Oh no way, really? Yeah. Right. Anybody would be frustrated with that. Like, the way that he processes frustration is like different,
X.
right? But anyone would be frustrated with that, and that is kind of crazy when you think about it.
I've never even heard of
I'm
a
gonna say
judge
something else, but,
dealing both court cases at the same time. It's pretty wild to me. I'm like, I feel like that's a conflict of interest
why-
because
why?
if she gives him his business, then his wife gets more money. You know what I mean? And if I don't know how you separate yourself as a judge from that.
Me
You
neither.
you see both outcomes. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems kind of weird. And as a
Right.
judge, you should be like,
Right.
hey, this I shouldn't do both of these because they're both kind of in my court.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, not that I've ever even remotely thought about being in the legal field, but I feel like I would recuse myself from one of those cases.
Well, it'd be really. I think I could control my anger better, but it'd be weird to go into court with a divorce and have the judge slap your dick and then go the next day for the business. And then slap your dick again and not be somewhat pissed about how the Cobb County cough envelopes under the table during the 2016 election. Cough. You know.
At the end of the day, a million people can all have different qualms with him, right? But it was his company. You know, it. Especially in the crypto ethos of ownership. So, like, you know, granted, granted, like, you know, all of those wallets and stuff were, you know, shared beyond himself, and that was a mistake, one that I'm sure he would admit was a mistake, you know, but
I think he trusted the wrong people and had poor management and didn't have enough time to overlook everything.
Yeah. So
unfortunate.
No garbage fines.
No garbage fines. I did have I did have a garbage story for you that never happened to me before. So I didn't really throw anything in the garbage, but when I was dumping this one of my cans on the side of the I wouldn't say a highway, but it was like a busier road. A piece of rebar, like metal steel piping, came out like yay big, and I look at that. I ran over with my big old garbage tires because I was fine. But then like 2 hours later, I had to head to the dump, and I was GPSing and going around the back way, and I ended up where I was at that morning where that piece of metal was, and I was cracking up because before I got there, my map was all like, there's an item in the road, an object at 500 feet, 300 feet, 200 feet. I'm like, hey, that's the item I dropped. And it's still on the road. And the GPS map was telling me where it was at. I'm like, somebody must have reported it on, like, you know, the Google Maps or whatever it was. I thought that was pretty funny.
Dang.
It was pretty funny to me.
Well, today's Cardano Spotlight, I'll make this a one-liner. What everyone's talking about on X. What everybody's talking about on X, at least, like, you know, through this evening or whatever, is that Brave browser is now integrating support for Cardano. So in your Brave wallet, you can hold some ADA. Hey, it's cool, I guess.
Yeah, don't trade Trump. Short it right now. Yeah, I'm down in profit.
Yeah, do we want to do beer rating? Sign off.
Sure.
Oh wow, crypto really going down a little.
I got Itchabob.
Yeah.
Itchabob. It is a great beer. I give it an 8.4 of Diamond Knot. Might be one of my highest rated beers, Trent.
It is. Yeah.
I think it's because of the
highest I've given on the channel is 8.6.
Look, I can make this face check.
And was that a hazy IPA?
I think it is. I really like hazies though. Yeah, hazy IPA.
Oh, what happened with AI Trade? Yes. Let's see here. What happened to AI Trade? Good question.
I think he's still trading.
It is down $26. Yeah, now it's down $27. But that's fine. I do think this is going to play out. You know, we'll see. Tomorrow, I think that we're going to get back on the stream tomorrow, and it's going to be flat or up, or maybe recovering from a dip. We'll have to see. I think the CPI data is going to be good, and if the CPI data is good, then we're gonna Humpty Dumpty, right? So
should have went up, man.
$26. Remember that? I mean, this is one that, like, okay, now we're down $33, but this is one that is. I told the AI that I want to close this within a couple weeks, so I mean, you can expect to hold it through a little bit of downside action. After we close this one, what I'll do is I'll give the AI one on CPI data is tomorrow morning. What exact time, I'm not sure, but yes, we will find out CPI data tomorrow morning, which will tell us a lot about the next. It'll tell us a lot about the next FOMC meeting.
I'm telling you right now,
rate cuts.
It's going to be negative. And you know how I know this, Trent? Short-term bearish. We'll more likely go down to 96, 97, fill that other CME gap or whatever it was. I think it's going to be a negative news.
I mean, we can. That doesn't mean we're going to hit that target. Like, okay, look, before we sign off, let me share this tab instead. Throw it up on the screen. I mean, short-term bearish is a sliding scale, right? Like, we held support at the 200 EMA on the 1 hour, and like, this looks like we can double bottom at that, right? The RSI is down at 35. Like, we've already, this last wick right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours ago, this wick off of the 200 EMA brought the RSI down to about 30 exactly, which is oversold territory. And what happens, just humor me for a minute, what happens if price action makes a lower low and wicks below the 200, and the RSI doesn't quite get back down to about 30? We set up for a bullish divergence on the 1 hour. The MACD is low. These volume bars on the MACD are thinning out. I mean, I don't know if I see 96, 97, 98. I mean, that's way down there. I mean, it could, but let's go to the 4 hour chart. Because, the 1 hour, everything could reverse. Those EMA bands could start crossing over each other. Look, the Bollinger Band up here is still curving to the upside. The 21 EMA is curving down, granted.
But we could
break through that at any point.
Round and top.
This. Well, that's not so rounded.
It's invertedly rounded, and the lines are very rounded.
No, well, the 21 is starting to round, sure, but it's not so much a rounded top. Also, on the 4 hour, the RSI got up here to 82, which is obviously oversold. But look, we've already gotten back to 46 on the RSI. We have way more room to run up than we have to run down. Like, 15 more points down on the RSI brings us to oversold territory, and we have we can almost double that. We can double that actually to get back. We can almost double that to get back up to the recent high on the RSI. So there's more room. There's more room above us than there is below us. At this point, I mean, we could go all the way down to the 100 EMA at 97.8, sure. But sometimes what happens is that we end up catching support in between the 50 and the 100. And what do we have right in between the 50 and the 100? We have a little bit of volume support coming in there at 99.9. I don't know.
So you're saying that you don't think we could drop down to like 100K by tonight and then have that bad news come out and drop down, fill the order, come right back up? Be back at 101. I'm
saying you're saying short-term bearish, and I'm saying that we could drop down to 100, and that would still sort of that would still sort of meet the bear's needs for the moment. And the CPI data is good, and we run back up.
But if we drop down and then jump up, we'll liquidate both sides.
Right. Which, during the, as Jerome Powell speaks, I don't know if he speaks during CPI data. It just comes out, right? So tomorrow isn't really the kind of thing where that happens. That's more FOMC meeting behavior.
That's true.
And CPI, the CPI data has been trending down. So we're betting against the trend if we think that the data is going to be bad. Because month over month, it is going lower. So, I don't know. I think that the data is good tomorrow. I could be wrong, but if the data is bad, then, so what? We come back and retest the 21 EMA on the daily at
$2.4 right now.
$491. Are we at what?
Right now.
2.4.
Yeah.
Oh, inflation? Yeah. But that's been trending significantly down for a while. So, if we come in at 2.2 or even 2.3, that's pretty bullish. Plus this move right here kind of reminds you a little bit of, let's see. This one right here, and a little bit of this right here. Like the 20, this can go side. This is probably not just going to go straight down to the 21, right? I mean, it could, but it's going to go down and sideways, pull the 21 up towards it, and then bounce, or it's going to bounce tomorrow on CPI. The price action is going to pull the 21 EMA up higher, and then it will test it again, and then move further up. The RSI is starting to reset on the daily. Like the last time that the RSI was peaking above 70 was all the way back here in November. And look what happens. The RSI reset back to 62 and price continued up. Right now the RSI is resetting back to 65. I don't know. I'm not. If it just goes down to 98 tomorrow, then the price is just falling straight to the 21 EMA. And in a bullish trend, I think that it meets somewhere in the middle. It's going to pull the 21 EMA up a bit further, before it bounces on it. So I don't know. Anyways, just looking at the trending. So sign us off.
Yes. Thank you guys for the wonderful discussion we had tonight. I'm glad that we all decided that Picoin is better than ADA. It took us a while to figure this out, and we appreciate that, you know, everybody showing up and supporting the channel, and hit the like, hit the subscribe. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Hasta luego.